Alright guys, so we're back again and for the part 2, and this is about Caesar's Creek. Caesar's Creek is a little bit further north than the rest of the flea markets, but it's only like a 15-minute drive away, so I decided to go there today since I got done with everything pretty quick. And the first time I went to Trader Caesar's Creek, there was hardly anybody there, and I got there early, and people were setting up super late. I remember talking about how they had a reseller there in the indoors, and he looked so lazy that if there was games outside, he wasn't even going to try to buy them. I don't think he even goes outside, because if he did, he would definitely pick up the shit that I picked up. I mean, Jesus Christ! I mean, the deals I got today were just amazing. But the first one I picked up is actually I remember when I was coming down from Columbus. You drive past Caesar's Creek, and I was passing right around midnight, and I'm thinking like, oh, I'm gonna come here tomorrow, I bet. And I looked over, and I remember seeing some RVs over there, parked over there. So people drive a good distance from Ohio to go to Caesar's Creek to actually do their garage sales, because they live out in the boonies. They want to sell their stuff, they got to go to the flea market. So I got one of those boonies. So it was actually the same RV I think I saw lit up in the parking lot when I drove by it last night. But I picked up gargoyle for the Genesis. The manual is actually in the outside of the case itself. The game is actually in really good condition, and the manual's in pretty good. The manual's in pretty good condition too. Though this thing it looks a little bit blurry to me, but it's actually assembled in the United States, so it's not a remake. But I'm really interested in playing that because I love gargoyles, man. I remember coming home from school watching gargoyles, and really interested in playing that game. I was actually kind of hoping I'd find that in Genesis. And then basically I walked around outside and I found nothing else. There was a reseller, or not a reseller, it was an old man selling a couple of games. He's selling Pac-Man World 2. The game I picked up for $2, he was selling it for $10. Man, I don't know, like, some people out there just have some crazy prices. And then they have the exact opposite crazy prices that are super cheap. And that's what I came across. I guess the first time I went there, because I asked the guys, they were resellers. They had a booth outside. It was under awning though, but they were nothing but video games. A whole bunch of video games. They were resellers, but they actually had decent prices. And I get really focused on, like, when I see a stack of games, I just focus on that one stack of games, and I will forget everything around me. Like, if there are other games there, I'll just totally focus on that, and I have a hard time, like, especially games on the bottom shelves or on the ground or something like that. I just lose track of it. I just focus on the first set of games I see. And that's what happened to me today. I was going through a whole bunch of PlayStation 2 games, PlayStation 1s. And then, as I was, turning and leaving around, I saw this big tote on the bottom floor. And it was chock full of fucking Genesis box games. Regular loose games of Super Nintendos, N64s. It was just a huge tub full of it. And I was like, oh shit. And I started going through and started picking games out. And then I saw this piece of paper on the outside, and I look at it. And I'm like, man, I thought my eyes were deceiving me. It said 2 for 1. And I'm like, well, $2 a game, that's not too bad. But no, it was 2 games, $1. We're talking 50 cents a game here. So I didn't clean them out completely, but I cleaned them out really good. I got all the good shit. And when I go back to next week, I'm going to go back to next week. I talked to the guys, and I was like, are you here every week, or are you just like... And he says he's there every week. If not Saturday, they're there Sunday. So next time I'm going to go up there, I'm going to literally take every game out of the big tote they got there to make sure I get every game that's even worth it for 50 cents. Because I didn't get everything. I got 10 games. Actually, I picked out 9 games, and then I decided, I'll make it an even $5. So I went in back and I pulled out a loose card game. And that game I picked out, which is like the bottom of the bottom, that I was going through, was actually Revenge of Shinobi for the Sega Genesis. 50 cents for this game, man. And they might have some better games there, but a lot of them I knew what was really good, and I knew it was okay. And here's another okay one. I didn't know this is kind of a rare game. Oh, I shouldn't say rare. It's uncommon. because it's a Sega Club game. And Sega Club games, there's only like 7 of them. And this is Echo the Dolphin Jr. And I like Echo the Dolphin. This is kind of kidsy looking, but it's kind of a uncommon game, so I decided to pick it up. And I found that out from researching Bonkers, because that's actually a Sega Club game too. So I picked that up for 50 cents too. So pretty stoked about that. So let's get to the rest of these here, and let's go in. Let's get an order of here games that are actually the least interesting to most interesting. So let's get this real quick here. Alright. So we got Asterix, The Great Rescue. You know, this is a really popular game. You know, everything's good, really good condition. Unfortunately, no manual, but the game itself, really good condition. You know, 50 cents. I mean, that's even better than garage sale prices, I swear. And then we got this other one here, Disney's Beauty and the Beast. You know, normally I would have maybe like passed this up. Actually, I was looking at the back of it. It's not too girly. It's actually, you play as Beast, so it might be kind of decent. But for 50 cents, and it's got the manual, and the game is in really good condition too. So it's a sweet score. And then we got this one. This is a really cool looking game, Galaxy Force 2. Give it a shot at the back. I mean, this, you know, this kind of looks like an earlier Genesis game, but it looks like a really fun shooting game. And this, oh my god! I mean, it's got the registration card in here. The manual looks brand new. I don't want to take it out because I'm afraid I'm going to bend it. You know. And the game itself, it looks brand new. I mean, I can't even explain it. It just looks perfectly brand new. Blows my mind. So, another game for 50 cents. And then this is kind of interesting. This is the only 32X game I found in there, but it's actually a boxed Virtual Racer, and it's beat up, but you know, and it's taped, but the game is in really good condition, and they actually got the manual in there. So I don't know how hard it's gonna be to get a 32X system, but I got a game, so excited about that. This is really interesting here. This is a Bubsy and the cardboard box. Check it out. It's like, watch my special, my Thanksgiving special. I know this is kind of a popular game too. You can tell it's a fairly well-known platformer. Down the inside we got the game here. It's a little bit worn, but it's not terrible, you know. And then these are kind of interesting. They're like I don't know what these are. Maybe you guys can tell me. They look like, you know, trading card games, but they got things on the back of them. And I got a whole bunch of them in here. I don't know if they came with the system, or if you know, the guy just threw them all in there. You got Double Dragon. I mean, they kind of like hints on the back of them, but the hints are stupid. Like for this one, the dual test drive 2, keep the pedal to the metal because there ain't no Sunday drive. This ain't no Sunday drive. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're kind of advertising, but there's like, I got a whole bunch of them. You know. I don't know where these came from. I don't know if they came in the game itself, or I don't know, maybe I have to do a little bit of research on this. They're all from Alcadio, so maybe they did come in the game, because Alcadio made Bubsy, so. And then I got the manual in here. the manual's in, a little bit of, worse shape too. But it's still sweet. And here's a kind of a more rare or uncommon. I always keep on saying rare, but it's uncommon. Unit League Hockey. I never played Unit League Hockey. I played the football though, and the game's kind of got a little sticker and tear on the cover itself. But I'm still excited. And I think there's only two Mutant Leagues, the football and the hockey. Next up we got the Tailspin here. And it's got the price tag still up there of $45 from KB's Toys. It's got the manual inside. It's a little bit bent. And oh my god, look how dusty that is. It's got cobwebs growing inside of it. Definitely have to clean that up. But it's not too bad condition. I mean, it's got some smudge on top. I'm not sure if that'll clean up or not. But 50 cents, who's going to be complaining? I mean, I paid 50 cents for this. I paid 25 cents just for the boxes before, so pay an extra quarter for the game and the manuals. And this one's really, I mean, I played this on Nintendo and I loved it. And I was kind of trying to find it for Nintendo again. And it's Micro Machines. This is for Sega Genesis though. And the back of the game looks just like the NES port. So I'm not sure if this got better graphics then. But, and check out this game. It's got a weird cart to it. I mean, really odd shape. And the manual is actually in really good condition too. This is another one of those games that I picked up that looks like brand new except for a little bit of wear and tear on the outside of it. So that's all we got from that place. 10 games. Like I said, they had some N64 and Super Nintendo games, but for 50 cents a piece, you could probably buy a lot of them. But I decided just to pick the 10 up. Next time I go there, I'm going to definitely clean the house on that guy. I don't know, maybe I'll get like $20 worth of games. That'd be 40 games. That'd be almost the whole tote, almost though. But the last place I went to was at Traders World or Caesar's Creek. I picked up some Nintendo games. We got Chippendale's Rescue Rangers. A classic game. It's in pretty decent shape. I'm really excited about this. Shadowgate. I remember playing this as a kid, and it was so hard for me. And this is one of those ones that got the game memory card in it. But it's a classic game. Maybe not a lot of you people know about that game, but that's definitely a game worth playing. This one's a little bit beat up, but it's strange. It's Jim Henson's Muppet Adventure Chaos at the Carnival. So I'm not quite sure what to expect from this game. But again, the guy went $5 a Nintendo game, and that's just outrageous. For me, that seems outrageous. And I said, that's too expensive. And he's like, well, if you buy more, I'll bring the price down. And I'm like, we do $6 for 2 games, $3 a game, that's a pretty decent price. And then he thought about it, he's like, I'll do that. And that's like, I really want that Jim Henson game, the Muppets game, so I want 3 games. So I'm like, well, would you do $8 for 3 games? And he said, no, I want $9 for 3. And I was just kind of hesitating, pausing, and I was thinking about whether or not I'm going to do it or not. And he's like, hey, go ahead, we'll do 8. He broke down. And as I'm getting my money, I'm like, there was a guy down there where I bought all those games at, and they had Nintendo games in there too, a few of those. I'm like, he was selling Nintendo games for 50 cents a pop. And he's like, yeah, I know, I bought a couple of games from him before. Fucking dude buying games from somebody else and then reselling them at a higher price because they're a good deal. And he was like, well, some of those games didn't actually turn out, they didn't work. And I'm like, that's really rare if you can't get a Nintendo game to work. And if you can't get a Nintendo game to work, it's probably because you need to replace your 72-pin connector. But, getting a little long-winded here, so I'm going to end it here, and I'll see you next video.